The Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam once suspected that a Jewish boy in Medina was the Antichrist. The boy's name was Ibn Sayyad. So he took his companion Umar radiallahu ta'ala with him to go and question the boy. The boy was very disrespectful in his answers, and Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu was very angry. He said, "O Messenger of Allah, give me permission." I cut off his head. The Prophet said, "No, Umar, no. If he is the Antichrist, you cannot kill him. And if he is not, then it would be sinful to kill him." May I repeat that so it sinks in? If he is the Antichrist, you cannot kill him. And if he is not the Antichrist, it would be sinful to kill him. Implying that the possibility exists that he can be the Antichrist or Dajjal. But that possibility could only exist if the Antichrist has been released into the world. And so implicit in this event is a message which is being communicated to the world, that the release of Dajjal, the release of the Antichrist into the world took place in the lifetime of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. If he is released into the world, then where is he? We now come to another intriguing event. It is located in the in the Sahih of Imam Muslim. A companion of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he was Christian, he became Muslim. His name is Tamim Dari. He came to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam and narrated an event which occurred. The Prophet listened, and then he said to the people, "Sit down, I have something to say to you." Tamim Dari came to me and told me something about the Antichrist, which confirms what I have been saying to you. And now we get the story from the blessed lips of the Messenger of Allah. What is the story? Tamim ad-Dari and some 30 or 40 of his companions went on board a ship. And then the storms came and blew the ship for a whole month before they arrived at an island. And when they got on shore, they got off the ship and they went on shore, they were confronted by a very hairy creature. Plenty hair. So much hair, you could hardly tell which side is head and which side is tail. And then this creature spoke and said, I am Jassasa. Jassasa. Spy. Surah Al-Hujurat, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. Do not spy. So this is an island with a lot of people who excel in spying. And then Jassasa pointed to a monastery. There's someone waiting to see you there. So they rushed to the monastery. And there they found this young man, powerfully built, with curly hair, but there's no description about his eyes. His hands were chained to his neck. His feet were chained. And this man began to question Tamim-ud-Dari and his companions. A number of very interesting questions. And then he said, I am Dajjal. I am the Antichrist. And when I am released, so up to this moment he's not as yet released, and when I am released, thank you, I will enter every town and every city, including Tunapuna. But I will not be allowed to enter into Mecca and Medina because the angels will bar me. And so now we know, up to this moment in time, the Antichrist is not as yet released. But he is on an island, which is about 1 month's journey away from the Arab world, by sea. An island which has excellence in spying. And so now we know that when the message came from the Messenger of Allah that Dajjal has been released, we know that it is in this island that he is going to be released. And it is from this island that he will launch his mission to impersonate the Messiah and to eventually rule the world from Jerusalem.
The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, that when Dajjal is released, he will live on earth for 40 days. Don't make the mistake of counting 40 days as 1 month and 10 days or 1 month and 11 days. No. Don't do that. Someone asked the Prophet ﷺ, which was the first masjid which was built? He said the one in Arabia, the Kaaba, by Ibrahim ﷺ. And then someone asked him, which was the second masjid which was built by a prophet? He said the one in Jerusalem, Masjid al-Aqsa, by Sulaiman ﷺ. And then he was asked, how much time elapsed between the construction of the two? He said 40 years. He said 40 years. When every single Arab in Arabia would know that it is far, far, far more than 40 years. But thousands of years in between. Obviously, when he said 40 years, he is speaking symbolically. So when he says that Dajjal will live on earth for 40 days, do not take it literally, please. The 40 days, he says, 1 day would be like a year. He didn't say 1 day would be a year, did he? He said 1 day would be like a year. 1 day would be like a month. and one day would be like a week. And all the rest of his days would be like your days. So they subtract 3 from 40. Strange mathematics. And they get 37. So they said, when he is in our day like a year, our day like his day, he's going to live for 37 days. How can you be born and you're still in your diaper after 37 days, still drinking your mother's milk, and yet become a young man, powerfully built, curly hair? Huh? Because your mathematics is wrong. No, it's not to be counted as 40. It is symbolic language. One day like a year would be stage 1 of his mission, which lasts for a long time. One day like a week, like a month would be stage 2, which would be a shorter period of time. And one day like a week would be the shortest period. And it is only after these 3 stages have been completed, only then would Dajjal appear in our material universe, in our world of space and time. Only then would we be able to see him. Prior to that, you can't see him. He's released, he's here, but you can't see him. Are there angels in this auditorium? Apart from your wife, of course. Yes, we have angels on our shoulders. Can you see the angels? No, but they are here. They are here, but you can't see them. Are there jinn in this auditorium? I know there are lots of them in Washington, but are there jinn in this auditorium? Yes, there are. Can you see them? No, you can't. Similarly, Dajjal is released. He is here, but you can't see him until stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 have been completed. And he enters into our world of space and time.
When his day, now listen carefully, when his day is like our day, he would be in our dimension of time. And when he is in our dimension of time, then we can see him. At that time, of course, he would be, said the Prophet ﷺ, a Jew, a young man, powerfully built, with curly hair. Where would he be at that time? Of course, he would be in Jerusalem, ruling the world from Jerusalem, the way the world is now ruled from Washington. But where would he be when he's released on earth? In a day which would be like a year. And where would he be on earth in a day which is like a month? And where would he be on earth in a day which is like a week? Do we have answers for that? The answer, of course, is that when he is released on earth, he would be on that island. And from that island, he will launch his mission to liberate the Holy Land, to bring the Jews back to the Holy Land, to reclaim it as their own, to restore a state of Israel in the Holy Land, and get the Jews to believe that this is the holy Israel of David and of Solomon, alayhim salam, and to cause that state of Israel to become the ruling state in the world.